all here. So in the next 45 minutes, 45 minutes, I am basically going to show you how I am building my AI first business. And, when I say AI first, I really want to emphasize on how you can leverage AI for amplifying your productivity without losing the personal touch. I mean, this is super important. So let's get started. Okay. So firstly, I mean, I believe some of you know me, but yes, who am I? My name is Pooja Jain, and I am the founder of PowerUp AI. It is an AI consulting and training company, and I founded it in just May 2024, so very recent. But I have been working in AI and automation space since 2017. Like I have worked for Fortune 100 companies like Procter and Gamble, Henkel, and some AI startups as well. My expertise lies in, at the intersection of tech and business. And I want to emphasize here that I am not a coder. So why am I emphasizing that? Because, I see this as a big mental block when it comes to AI, when it comes to, making like leveraging these AI tools that people start thinking, okay, I do not have a tech background, so how am I going to do that? I mean, this is what I would be focusing in this session, that without writing a single line of code, you can still leverage these tools and, amplify your productivity, like get so much better at your work. So where do we stand today? I have been, in the last couple of weeks speaking almost every day with business owners, founders, and business leaders. And I see majorly like two school of thoughts here or beliefs. One is, yeah, we are too traditional. We do not care what AI can do, or AI is making everything too robotic. We do not want to use this. And then we have these moonshotters who want to do everything with AI. You see that on LinkedIn, like 2,000 prompts. I don't know, they share like 50 different tools, 2,000 prompts, 100% automating your customer communication and whatnot. But I believe the reality is somewhere in between. Like I love this quote, but I mean, I would love if AI can do my laundry and dishes and everything else. But like I feel like AI is at a position where we can outsource all these mundane and repetitive tasks while still keeping the human touch or the human expertise in, things like customer communication or, some the things that are critical that needs the human creativity. So usually, like when I think about where to use AI, or I advise my clients where to use AI. This is like a simple checklist. Now, I mean, there's a lot more that you can add here, but what I usually focus on is what is the nature of the task? Like, is this a mundane, repetitive task? Does it require like a deep human expertise? So things like this. So if it is a mundane repetitive task, then I always go for like an AI solution. Again, if it is a sensitive task, like I would never ever advise my client to outsource things like recruitment, legal judgments, using AI for these kind of tasks. There have been cases where this has backfired really bad. Then, of course, you want to focus on the ROI. So you have to think like what is the volume of the task? High volume, repetitive tasks. They are your best contenders for AIification. Then yeah, you have to think like garbage in, garbage out. So, you need like at least some structured data. Of course, with generative AI, you can work with even lesser data. You do not need to have the entire data warehouse available for you. However, you still need some basic information, high quality data. I mean, otherwise, yeah, there is nothing like you cannot do much with your garbage data. And then like legal framework. So here there is like this popular example of Amazon. So some years back, I think Amazon tried to use develop their recruitment AI platform, and it was such a big fail because they failed to consider this ethical framework there, and this platform was completely biased. It was developed, of course, by male engineers, and ultimately this platform was ranking male candidates better than female candidates. So these kind of failures are something that you have to consider before going into the AI projects, or thinking about what AI can do for you. Now, what I'm going to show you are like my top 5 use cases with which I am using for my personal business, as well as for like my clients. And yeah, like let's get into it. So for all these cases that you're going to see now, I'm using like no code tools, and I will be like showing you how I am using those. So number one is the meeting manager. I mean, this is such a game saver. You can also see in the workshop today. So I have this Fedem AI joining with me. And let's see, like Fedem AI is basically, it is taking meeting notes for me. It is creating these automated follow-ups, CRM updates, analyzing customer sentiments. You can do a lot. There are other players in the market like Otter, Firefly. I'll show you why I prefer Fedem over others. So you see the screen, still see the screen, right? Let me know if there is some private error. So what you see here is Fedem. It's an AI note taker. And of course, the best part is it's free. You can start for free. They have a lot of functionalities, even in the free version. But why I like this tool is that it is, if you go on to their security and compliance section, you would see they are SOC 2 approved. So they are SOC 2 certified, they are HIPAA certified, and they are GDPR compliant, which for me is super important because when I use these tools with my clients, mostly, especially with European and German clients, I get this objection. Okay, they are not very comfortable an AI note taker joining the meeting because there is like sensitive information, and yeah, so I have to make sure that these tools are super secure. And if you see here, they have made sure that there are no third-party cookies. So, they are like very transparent in what they are recording, where is this recording going, and so on. Of course, like some clients still do not agree for it, and then I just, make sure that it is not joining. There's no other way. But yeah, compared to other tools like Otter, Firefly, I find Fedem a bit more secure when it comes to data compliance. Now, what I do with it. So usually, this is like, okay, I have deliberately put the notes like in this light format because these are from one of my actual meetings. But after every call, I get a summary with, what are the important actions, who has said what, critical points, next action items, and so on. Now, of course, you can do a lot with it, but what I would love doing with it is I copy this information, and then I have created this custom GPT. So I'll go on to custom GPT section later, but I've created this meeting notes analyzer. And once I share my meeting notes here, it basically gives me the customer sentiment analysis. So, something like, okay, I'll show you. So it just analyzes what has happened in the meeting and what can I do better to, for example, if it is a prospect, what can I do better to, close this sales? Or if it is a customer, then it helps me in understanding, okay, what can I do better for my customers so that, they stay with me for customer retainment. So these are the few outputs like I get. So for example, what would help in converting these leads? And these I find super useful. How is the perception of the service and what can I do to improve this relationship? So this is like a game changer for me because the meeting notes that I have, they help me in going one step further. Now, for me, I am doing this manually because, the volume of the meetings that I have right now is not that high for me to automate. But if you want to automate, so Fedem, like this is Zapier. Zapier is this no-code tool which you can easily use to, automate any action. And Fedem has an integration, Zapier integration available. So you can simply like create a flow like this. Then every time there is a new AI summary, this flow would be triggered. You can integrate that with your custom chat GPT. So basically, you can train this GPT or ask this GPT to do whatever. So it can summarize the meeting, it can analyze the sentiment, it can, prepare contracts for you, for example. And finally, you can integrate this with either Slack, Teams, Notion, so anything. Like there are thousands of possibilities that you can, have over this kind of integration. But yeah, I mean, this kind of meeting note taker for me has been a super, super helpful AI productivity tool because I mean, I have almost stopped taking notes on pen and paper, and I also do not lose any information. So this is helpful. Now going back, before I go any further, is there any question that you guys may have?
Hello, Pooja. Naveen here.
Hi, Naveen.
Yeah, hi. Thanks for the session. Just would like to understand how different it is from Otter. Any specific attributes or features?
Hmm. So Otter, so I have previously used Otter and now I have switched
Yeah,
to Fathom, mainly
yeah.
because I find Fathom to be more compliant with data privacy regulations. And secondly,
Oh,
like this is the advantage of Fathom. And of course, it is free. So with Otter, I could only record like 30 minutes of conversation. Whereas Fathom is free, I can record 1 hour of call. But I
oh,
liked Otter in one aspect, which is missing in Fathom, is I could use Otter on my phone, which I think Fathom I cannot do yet. And I could do like, so I could use Otter for meetings as well as I could use it also for, sometimes like taking the notes while walking or doing something. It would be like it is a good tool for even voice to text. So that's what is missing in Fathom.
okay, got it. Thank you.
No worries. Then the second one, these are, like as the name suggests, these are a bit more advanced AI agents that I am using for functionalities like, invoice management, LinkedIn research, website scraping the social media information. So since I've started my business, one thing that I absolutely hated is invoice management, especially because I have to do it almost every week with the German laws are a bit crazy regarding that. So here I have developed, like I am using two platforms mainly, Relevance AI and API. I both are pretty good. Like I would show you today relevance, how I am using it, for example, for use cases like invoice management. Let's go into that. Okay, it's Google Meet is a bit cumbersome when it comes to changing screens. Okay. So this is how the relevance AI looks like. They have all these inbuilt tools that you can use, just as it is. So for example, you want to extract information from PDF, simply start using these tools. On the free plan, you get 100 credits for free. I mean, usually these tasks would take like 4 credits or 5 credits each. So you are good with 100 credits. Otherwise, their plan is like they have many good plans. So you can even buy some extra credits if you like, and so on. But I really love this tool because there is so much that you can do. For example, with Airtable integration, then Google search, getting the information, improving your LinkedIn post, and so on. So I am using it particularly for invoice management. And this is something I, modified a bit. So what I did was simply take one of these tools. You can either use these tools as is, or you can simply clone them and modify for very specific purposes. And I would suggest that because then the productivity is really, really enhanced. So for this invoice management tool, I mean, I have already put an invoice here. You simply have to upload a PDF and it would extract all this important information from this PDF. So I just simply need to run this tool, and it is even like you can customize it as per your requirements. So for example, you want some more data, some less data, you have the flexibility to add that here. And of course, like Murphy's Law, so during the demo, it would be ultimately very slow. Usually it is fast. Okay, so as you can see here, uh, I got from the PDF, from the invoice that I've uploaded, the legal name, the invoice number, invoice date, invoice amount net, gross, if there is any VAT associated, what is the currency, and I even trained it to tell me if this is a revenue or expense. So this information is sometimes like not accurate, but like you need to adjust the logic, but otherwise it's pretty good. And the best part about this tool is like if you want, you can copy paste this information as is. So from here you can copy paste. But what I love doing is using their API functionality. So you have the endpoint available, which you can simply use in any of these local tools like Zapier or Make, and copy this information either in your CRM or in any of the Google Sheets or anywhere you like. So that is very easy here. Another good feature here is you can run this tool in bulk. So here, for example, in this app, I can only upload one invoice at a time. But if I want to run it in bulk, I can upload like multiple PDFs here, and it would run that operation on all the PDFs altogether. So if you are working on large data set on multiple PDF files, like this functionality is what you need. Now more on to relevance here. Here, for example, there are few tools that something you should okay, yeah, I wanted to talk about like you can create custom GPT actions with relevance. So for example, this tool that I created for Invoice, I can use that in GPT with like you just have to go there, select which tool you want to use, for example, invoice management, and simply it will generate the API key, OpenAI schema, and you just have to copy paste there in your OpenAI interface, and that's it. So basically, you have your custom action, and you can work then with the GPT, OpenAI or GPT, ChatGPT interface. So that's for relevance and these advanced AI agents. Anything that I can answer here? Okay. Moving on to the next one. Once I find that. Okay. We already talked about custom GPTs, but Yes, I mean, if you want to leverage AI for business use cases, I would strongly advise you to, start using custom GPTs instead of the vanilla GPT or the main GPT. Because with main GPT, the disadvantage is every time you go in there, you have to explain it again what the role is, what the task is. So that is super time consuming. Plus, you cannot add any of these, third-party functionalities like integrate that with relevance, as I just did before. So that is possible. All that of it is possible with custom GPTs. As you can see here, like these are all the GPTs, even the list is longer actually, that I have either created personally for my business, or I mean, a lot of them are also available on the GPT store. But yeah, I mean, if you want to save time and you want to get better output, just start leveraging custom GPTs, because with the normal GPT there is always this issue of hallucination, which is like much better with custom GPTs. So here, let's for the demo purpose, I want to show you like the sales research assistant GPTs that I have created for one of my clients. And Mhm. So this GPT is working in tandem with Relevance AI, and I just want to share that. Yeah. Okay. So what is this GPT doing? Every time like I have the sales call with either one of the leads who has approached me, or with one of my clients, it was taking me like around 2 to 3 hours, wherein I have to, for the preparation of this call, because I have to first search what this company is doing, then search more about the person who has approached me, if they are the decision maker or not. And this was all like tedious task, time consuming. So I have created this GPT for it. All I have to give now is like the LinkedIn profile of the person, the LinkedIn profile of the company, their website, and what am I doing. So that's pretty much it. Oops. Yeah, that's pretty much it. You have to give that information to the GPT. So yeah, I mean, this is just a demo. Unusual activity. Okay. Okay, there might be something because I have been running it multiple times. So what it does is, because in the background I have connected it to Relevance AI agents. It talks with these Relevance AI agents, and it just extracts this all information. And what you will see is in a minute, like the information of the person, information of the company, and also the industry news. I mean, you can even ask it to grab the latest industry news, because it has the power to search the net, to search the web. Okay, there seems to be some issue, because usually it is a bit faster. It could happen that I have probably consumed all my relevance credits, or maybe, yeah, the system itself is slow. Yeah, there seems to be an error. But anyways, it has not run one action, but it has run, like, as you can see, 3 actions. What it did is it extracted the information, key information, from the LinkedIn profile. So what the title is, expertise, and then if this person is a decision maker or not. And then it has extracted the company information. So, this is particularly useful, for example, for if you're dealing with startups, let's say, you want to get the information if they have the funding or not. And that is usually available on their LinkedIn page. So that all information you can extract with this. You can get the information from the company website, and then it would also suggest me a customized pitch on how I should be customizing my sales proposal. Yeah, it could not run the last action because like retrieving the latest news about the heavy machinery casting. But if it gets this latest information as well, it would include that in the custom outreach. Now, I can ask whatever. I can say, okay, help me prepare like a customized proposal. And based on whatever information it extracted, it would help you prepare that. So the best part about this is, like, if you're doing this kind of a task with normal GPT, there would be a lot of hallucination. I mean, it would be extracting a lot of garbage information. Whereas with this GPT, because the actions are very, very particular, it would only be referring to the information that it managed to extract from either LinkedIn or from the company site. Yeah, this is it. You have the proposal detail, you have the next steps, and you just have to, like give it your unique touch and just review it, and that's it. It's ready. Before we move further, anything that you would like to ask? Okay, cool. Um, Moving on. Then I am also a big advocate of using AI as your productivity assistant. And this is something I am using personally, as well as, I have also been advising my clients for start using this. So by productivity assistant, I mean like your email management, calendar management, document management. Now it really depends on which email suite or are you using. Are you if you're an Outlook user, you can start using Microsoft Copilot Pro. Then there is Gemini for Gmail. So Gemini is really improving it now with features like, so similar to custom GPTs, they have now something called gems, wherein you can customize the functionality, but yeah, it is not for the free users. For email, I find these two tools quite good, like Superhuman and Sanebox. However, they are a bit more on the expensive side, pricier. What I am personally using a lot is Zapier Central. So Zapier Central is like a beta product of Zapier. They have not popularized it too much. I don't know why, but it is super efficient. And you can do a lot more with Zapier Central than just, email, calendar, or document management. So let's see how it looks like. Okay, I might have to, yeah. So as you can see here, this is like, this is how this Zapier assistant or Zapier Central looks like. This Here you can create a new assistant with just simple, English language prompting. This is like create a new assistant. You just have to tell what this assistant should do. So in this case, it is like go email management. Make sure the instructions are detailed because that's super important. You have to add some description, leave other stuff as is, and then just go for create assistant. Now, what you would come to is something like this, this email assistant that I have created. Now, as you can see, I have connected it like with one of my emails, and what I'm doing with it is labeling the email. So it is just sorting the emails for me. Also, make sure that like these assistants are doing, not too many tasks, because otherwise they get confused. Make sure they are doing like one particular task. So in this case, I am using this assistant for email sorting. And how it looks like is it just has to analyze the incoming emails. So, you have to go on the behavior. And the trigger point is like every time there is a new email, just analyze like what is in the email and read it and label them. And you can, so basically with Zapier Central, you get around 400 actions free every month, which are sufficient unless, you are using it to like scan, I don't know, 100 emails a day. Of course, then you can buy their paid plan. But otherwise, what I usually do is instead of triggering it for every new email, I trigger it. You can also trigger it like once a day. So then it makes it run only once per day, and that consumes less tasks for me. But anyways, what it does is like it would be just analyzing any of your incoming emails, unread emails in your inbox, and based on the content, like it is doing a pretty good job, because what I've seen is sometimes there is an overlap in the labels, and it is able to sort like urgent and important in one label. So that makes it really easy for me. So yeah, I mean, the last email was from the event. Yeah, it just put like there is an email reminder, event reminder, AI and productivity, time sensitive. Okay, and now it will just put like it is reading from my emails, apply the labels, event reminder. So it will be putting this in email reminders. And all I have to do is like if it is good or not, yes, proceed, and that's it. I mean, here I am using like the workspace version, so I have to like communicate with the agent. However, once you set it up, you can forget about it. Like it would be running on its own based on the whatever trigger you have set up here. So these are, or you can even set it to like whenever, in terms of trigger, there is a lot of flexibility. So you can even set it like when I message the client. So they have their messenger, and whenever you message it, it would do that action for you. Like I wanted to share another thing here. So if you go to a new assistant and go to actions, you would see that there are like thousands of apps that they have integrations with. All you need to do is select where you want the action to be performed. Is it Gmail? Is it Google? Even like they have Outlook. So if you are using, for example, Microsoft Outlook, you can use there. Or I mean, I don't think it has integrations with Apple Mails yet. But yeah, otherwise, like all major email platforms, calendars are there available in their library. Cool. And then just one last one that I have here. Yeah, this is like one of the most in-demand use cases that I have currently from my clients, which is using AI for content writing. So it has multiple applications, like not just content writing. I mean, you can use this kind of a flow for market research, for analyzing the industry trends, for creating B2B newsletters, social media posts, like SEO blogs, and so on. All you need to do is like find a RSS reader. So if your sources have RSS feeds, you can just collect them, use the native RSS functionality. or you can use tools like Feedly, InnoReader. Here you would have to buy the paid versions for both of them, but I think it costs like $20 a month if I'm not wrong. But with this kind of tools, what you get is like you can create the folders, and based on those folders, like those folders would be getting all the feeds. So for example, I have created like a feed where I am getting the all the latest news from, say, AI latest news, right? I have the feed of TechCrunch. I have the feed of all the major tech resources there, and based on that, here is how you can build a flow in Zapier. I'll not go there because of we are almost running out of the time. But what this flow does is like you have every time there is a new article in the folder, the flow gets triggered. It runs onto ChatGPT, where the GPT, a custom GPT, would be analyzing if this flow is relevant based on certain keywords, because I do not want everything in my newsletter, only certain keywords. Then based on those filter, it would be like this. This is the major GPT here, the second one, which can do either whatever you wanted. Like it can create the newsletter for you. Of course, you have to train it. You have to tell it in what format you want the newsletter, what information would you like to have in this newsletters. You want to create industry reports, or you want to create social media posts, like based whatever you wanted. And finally, you can use this information to either be sent to one of your chat providers like Microsoft Teams if you want to review it first. What I usually do is I have integrated it with Notion, so it goes into my Notion Notion site, and it just updates my content there, and then I just simply go have a quick look on it, change whatever I want to, and publish it. So this is like one of the very effective way of having like these newsletters or social media presence when you want to include all the latest happening in the industry, or even use it like for your internal team research and market research. Now, I would not, none of my sessions ends without talking about the common AI pitfalls. So, I have been working in this industry for 7 years, and there are so many pitfalls that I see, over and over again, and they are even happening now. So, for example, like chasing AI trends without clear value vision, there are like thousands of new tools in the market. Most of these are wrapper tools, obviously. They are built either on top of Claude or on top of ChatGPT. But like there is this shiny object syndrome, which is kind of not helpful when it comes to productivity. Expecting immediate returns. So these tools take time. You have to be patient with them. You will need to have a couple of iterations. Give them some time to learn how you're working, and then you really start seeing the value. Then underestimating the importance of clean and quality data. Of course, this is like one of the most common pitfalls. Overlooking biases. We already talked about this, Amazon AI recruiter, and what happens if you are not focusing on the ethical and the legal aspects of the data, and then replacing all human interactions with AI. So this is like what I am seeing a lot is focus on 100% of AI for outreach, for cold outreach, warm outreach. Like people, if you are using 100% of AI generated messages for your customers, clients, even to prospects, they see that, like, people understand this is AI generated and it is annoying. So best is like human plus AI. I always have an AI or human in the loop, and just think about it, like how your human expertise is still relevant. So yeah, that is the end of the session, and we are almost running out of the time, but I would be happy to take on some questions if you have.
Pooja, I'll go. Nice session. I think that how I liked how you covered how you were using the AIs in your day to day and for your business was a very nice way to end this. I see that we're almost right on time. My question is, I love your LinkedIn post that you put in. I was just curious as to like, what is it? How is it that you create your posts?
So for my LinkedIn post, I am primarily using Claude, not ChatGPT, because Claude is much better and much more human. And now, I mean, initially I was writing all by myself. So over a period of time, I have had like 50 posts or something. I collected all of those. I created like my AI version in Claude, and now it is using my style of writing. So what I usually do is I have some verticals which I often write about, and I tell Claude, okay, this is my vertical for like this is what I want to write for today, and then it goes back, checks my style of writing, and I give an initial draft, like 10 or 20 lines of draft to it, and then it just creates, based on that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Great. I mean, thank you so much, everyone, for joining this session. I was not expecting so many people to join at this hour, but super grateful. And yeah, I will be sharing this recording in case you want to use any of these resources or something. I will share this presentation. I mean, I think we all of us are connected on LinkedIn. If not, let's connect on LinkedIn. And if you have any further question, please feel free to drop a note there. And also